All right, I'm out for a good old ride. Just got back in town from Utah. I was there for a little bit of time. Now I'm just taking advantage of the moment because the weather's perfect. I have a couple goals that I'm looking forward to doing. I want to review a few scooters that I have access to. Right now I'm riding the Wolf King GT Pro. Pretty neat scooter. It's a pretty powerful scooter. If anyone's really looking into this, they probably had their eyes on it or have purchased other scooters and realized that just having smaller scooters with lower power is just not enough. You eventually develop a taste for something stronger and that can handle long distances and higher speeds. The Wolf King GT Pro is a 72 volt system, which is great. Usually those smaller scooters start out at 24 volts or 36 volts with 500 watt motors or something like that, but they go up from there, and so does the price. Same with quality. I see a lot of people looking for budget scooters, and I don't think that's a very good idea. You're going to find out that that's a big mistake. Anyway, to get back to the Wolf King, 2,000 watt motor in the front and 2,000 watt motor in the back. Hello there. So with 2,000 watts in the front and back, you know, this is a dual motor scooter, or you can ride it in single motor. It's up to you. This thing boasts of 63 miles an hour. I've had it to 64 once. It definitely can do that speed. Handles really well at higher speeds. But don't really find myself going that way. I feel like the happy zone for this scooter, I ride it about 35 miles an hour. But sometimes I finish, I do a ride. Let's see. Last weekend I did a 37-mile ride, and I had about 50% battery. So, given that, I'm estimating it on the rides I do, I can do probably 70 miles. Pretty comfortably. Here in a little bit, since there's sunshine, I'll actually show you the scooter, since we're talking about it. So I talked about the voltage. I'm going to kind of talk about some things on what picking a scooter too, some things that you might want to look forward to. This scooter has a lot of good features to it. Definitely not the best you can get. It's a high quality scooter, but there's another one that just it's been out for a little bit, the InMotion RS. Pretty awesome scooter. So quite a bit more features, especially with connectivity to an app on your phone, and the quality there. Really, really notorious for building unicycles, electric unicycles, and the quality of those things are incredible. So you know that you're going to get a powerful, incredibly quality scooter with an InMotion RS. This is the Cabo's Wolf King GT Pro, which is definitely not a cheapy budget scooter. This thing is $3,200. Compared to RS, which is probably going to be upwards at $4,000. So, as soon as I get a chance here, I'm going to show you a few things here. Hello. I like the TFT screen on it right here. This thing has a really, really nice screen on it. You can see it no matter what time of the day it is. They did just come out with another one. It's NFC card display. Some people like that because it remembers what settings you leave it at, and also has a little card that you can start the scooter. It starts up faster. May even have better connectivity with the throttle and all that stuff. I don't know how that would work, but some people think that just is a more effective way of doing things. To me, I don't really care as long as I can see the screen and see anything. And on this screen, I can see the temperatures of the controllers and stuff. So anyway, what I'll do is I'll just pull over here and let's kind of get a look at the Wolf King GT Pro. I added something to it. So some PMT tires on the slicks. Don't go budget. You're going to want to go with those tires in the front and the back. AliExpress sells nylon tires. I wouldn't go with those, but pretty awesome. I changed out the finger throttle up here. This scooter comes with a thumb throttle, and it actually, some people like it. I prefer finger throttles, but I do have a thumb throttle that I did modify, so I got rid of the dead zone. Made it fantastic. Love it. But I just got this one in the mail, and it seems to be working good. Very, very good. What do you call it? Compatibility. I like the Wolf King's deck. Nice and big. You got a good foot stance on it. It's pretty nice. It stands a little taller. The InMotion RS is not so tall, and that's what's awesome about that. I'm not really big into the tall scooters, but zoom brakes on this thing. There's some zoom brakes. Some people might complain about it. I have had no issues, but I bet nut brakes are what people want. This thing has the controllers are up here, your front and rear, 50 amp each. The front and back controllers are on the front here, and it's kind of cool that they put it up in the front here. Pretty neat. Let's see what else. I don't know. Pretty decent little scooter here. It looks big when you see it in person, but it's definitely not the biggest scooter you can get. Let's see. It's pretty stable, to be honest with you. It's got the dual front fork suspension. it is kind of a beast. You know, if you ride smaller scooters, you're going to hop on this and be like, wow, it feels like you're on something entirely different. Just for the when it comes to like not stability, but like maneuverability, like how nimble. At first, you're going to think this thing is just a little bit of a tank, but after a while, and you get used to it, you just don't want to go back to anything else. I do have another scooter that I want to ride and show, and that's my Makuta 10 Plus, and that's made in a 60 volt system with 1400 watt motor on the front and 1400 watt motor on the back. That one boasts of 46 plus miles per hour, and it will do that for sure. I'm 190, 195 pounds, so this thing that I'm riding right here is fantastic. I'm just giving you a little bit of a rundown of it. I kind of brought something up earlier that when it comes to scooters, you buy something like a 9bot or something, some scooter like that, and you're gonna ultimately just not like it that much after a very quick time, just because there's a few things it's lacking that you'll realize pretty quickly. Let me cross this bridge and I'll continue talking. Hello there. Of all things I like to say, if you're a newcomer to a scooter or new, and you probably haven't purchased one, I would probably save your money for something that's a little bit higher end, like a 60 volt system. And I say that with all seriousness is because you're gonna enjoy the power of it. You're going to enjoy the functionality about it. You can do it in single motor, dual motor. You can actually start off as a newbie on one of those and ride it in those lower modes so that you can get used to the scooter before you kick up the power way more. Because they have a lot of different options when it comes to how you ride it. 9bots don't have, or you know, those Go Tracks and other scooters, they don't have suspensions. So, like this one right here, it's, you know, you're going to really enjoy having a suspension. Makes the rides a lot more safe and smooth. And not all suspensions are made the same, I'll tell you that right now. There was a discrepancy with the Wolf King GT Pro that I'm riding right now. You know, they decided to cheapen up and go a little bit with they have 2 springs in the back. But you know, I'm not going to go through here. I'm going to turn around. They got 2 springs in the back, but they have this weird bushing and a washer in the center of the springs that is notorious for failures. Especially if you're doing like off-roading or something, you're really going to compress those springs really far and start pushing down on those bushings. It's going to definitely wear it out, but there is some options out there to upgrade it, and I did do that on this one. So, because I'm a heavier rider, even though I'm not a very tall dude, I'm a little heavier. So, I wanted to make sure that the suspension can handle that, and I did that as a preemptive. I put it on before a failure. All right, let's go on some streets. Yeah. I have no complaints on this. This scooter is my main ride now. The Makuta 10 Plus was my go-to, but after, you know, started riding this for a while, I fully enjoy it. Sorry, it's not really the most in-depth review of the Wolf King. I'll probably do something more specific to that, because I started throwing in other scooters as I was talking about it. I didn't really intend to review this scooter today, but I might as well talk about it a little bit since I ride this one primarily. But I do want to ride the Makuta 10 Plus and film that with an extensive review. Also the VSET 10 Plus and the VSET 9 Plus. So I have a few scooters to really show you guys. I mean, I don't know. This Wolf King, I haven't even shown you really what it's capable of. I'll kind of light it up here in a little bit. You know, I'm riding along the river. I'm just gonna come over here. And I mainly do this. I started scootering mainly because it's a peace of mind. I had a pretty large lifestyle change recently. I was a heavy alcoholic for about 30 years, and I started to really come to the end of my ropes with it. It was an extreme problem. So by somehow, some ability, I realized that that's something I don't want to do, and I just quit doing it. I just cold turkeyed it, which was the most insane thing I've ever done, and I wouldn't recommend it. But I soon after discovered scooters, and I found out, like, especially I'm 45 years old, and this is the best thing for someone my age, someone who's between 30 and up will really enjoy these for relaxation and getting out and just getting along a river or doing something, enjoying your time riding and hearing the wind and stuff like that. So that's mainly what I do, and I ride alone a lot. I don't really have a partner. But yeah, I suffered immensely mental health wise from heavy substance abuse with alcohol, and I just quit. It was like, that was it. I was like, this is not going to be part of my life ever again. And it's been 2.5 years now. So, and that's how long I've been scootering, to be honest with you. My brother introduced me to a scooter. He bought me a 9-bot, and I loved it. I did about 1,200 miles on that thing in the first summer and fall, and you realize pretty quickly how much of a suspension, a bigger battery, more power, heavier weight of scooter. There's a lot of things that come into play that just make it just that much better. And if you're riding a budget scooter, you think you're riding and you're enjoying it. Wait until you get something that's more that's in the higher price bracket. You're not you'll realize, you'll take back everything you said. Because I ended up with this scooter, and some people probably will want to kill me, but I did have a Yumi Y11 scooter. Boy, did I hate that scooter. I went from a 9-bot to a Yumi Y11, and that was a 60-volt system, but it goes 50 miles an hour, and that thing just had a square wave controllers. This Wolf King has sine wave controllers, so I mean, I can control my speed. I can ride with one hand and go as fast as I want to, and it's very controllable. Oh yeah, baby. And there is where she shines, baby. The speed. Speed. Alright, I'm going to take a ride up here. I guess it doesn't matter to you guys, but this dog park, holy God almighty. Yeah, I'll tell you that right now. There's so many people usually here, it's ridiculous. I'm going to go to the right and try and see if I can avoid them. In Wyoming, very conservative place. You don't want to play around too much. There's a friend of mine, someone that I follow, and Scooter Kel on Instagram and YouTube. The dude's got balls of steel, and he's also got the skills to back it up. He was in North Dakota, I believe, and he would cut lanes, or, you know, he did all kinds of crazy stuff, and I just don't ride that way. I don't have the balls to do that, nor the desire. I just ride. If you watch him, you'll be like, good Lord, he'll go on the highway and do wheelies and all kinds of endo wheelies. I don't know, just stuff that it's not why I scooter. And I found out pretty quickly because he knows how to ride a scooter without holding on to the handlebars, and I gave it a shot with this exact scooter, and I found out pretty quickly why I won't do it again. Alright, here we go. Beautiful view by the river. This is amazing. Absolute, it's peace and joy personified. I'm out in Wyoming, so like I was talking about, it's a little bit more conservative, so I don't like to cause rifts. You know, people here don't really take to things that are different. There's not even really any laws for these things. Some states have laws. You can ride it in the streets and this and that, but Wyoming just, they haven't figured it out yet. They don't even know what to do with these things yet. They just say, hey, just don't be a nuisance. Last year I used to see a lot of rentals, and now I don't see any. I hardly even see anyone on electric vehicles at all.